I am very blessed to say that I am a student at one of the top medical schools in the world. So then how did I find myself in a world of shoots and content and PR packages? It all started with a LinkedIn message. Hi, my name is Natalie May and I am a medical student in London. I'm also interested in sustainable fashion, running, living life in detail and in colour. So go back to my first year of medical school and I passed my exams, which was great. Yet I remember feeling very unfulfilled because I thought to myself, well, I'm here, I made it to medical school, great, but what am I actually doing? How am I contributing to something wider than just me, myself, and I? And looking back, I think that was the right thing to do. I think the first year of medical school can be very difficult. It's important to focus on just getting the hang of it and also finding your way and finding your bearings. And I think that takes some time to do. But I've been active on LinkedIn for a while. So I knew of a woman called Dr. Khadija Owusu. And I would see her posts and I would feel so inspired by her. And I thought she was doing so many incredible, amazing things. And so I wrote a LinkedIn message saying, hey, my name is Natalie. I'm a medical student. Yeah, I just want some advice how to be good at what, like how to give back, and you really inspire me. I sent that, not thinking much of it. And she was very gracious to offer a Zoom call with me. And I'll never forget it, that first time meeting her. And I was astounded because in my mind, she was a celebrity. I had actually put her on one of my vision boards of people who I wanted to be like. And now here I was in my room sitting in front of her. And so we spoke. And one of the things she told me that I will never forget, don't worry about the accolades. The accolades will come, focus on doing the work. Because on LinkedIn, you see everyone's awards and their achievements and it's all the big things. What you don't necessarily see is all the work that goes in behind that, before that. And still today, I think about that and all the things that I do and when I'm working. Don't worry about the recognition. Don't worry about whether or not people are seeing this or appreciating it or liking it or acclaiming you for it. Just do the work and create the change that you want to see. Be the change that you want to see. We had that call. I took loads of notes down and I felt very inspired. I ended up working on a project with my university that was published in a blog that they were doing, which was a really great experience, which was also how I encountered someone called Malone McQuinde for the first time. And that's another story. So I go about living my life. Summer comes by. Two things happened from that call: a conference and a TED Talk. There's an organization called Melanin Medics. They're all about supporting, inspiring the present and future medic. At the Melanin Medics conference, I met Khadija for the first time in person, which I was like in awe. And I got to meet many other really inspiring and incredible people. Little did I know that I would soon become part of that charity. And then I think at the conference, Khadija said, I'm speaking at a TED Talk at the end of August. Would you like to come? And I was like, well, yeah, merci, mais oui, of course. And I bought a ticket and I sat in the audience and that was an incredible experience. And again, gained a lot of inspiration, wisdom. It was a really great day that I'll never forget. Back to the conference. Melanin Medic started off as a blog post to support medical students and quickly became one of the leading charities of its kind. At the end of the conference, I hung around a bit because I wanted to say hello to the founder, Dr. Olamide. So I went up to Olamide and I said, hi, my name's Natalie. You're really great. Thanks for everything you do. Similar to what I said to Khadija. Honestly, I was just in awe of these people. And Olamide said, why don't you join our team? That sounds great, but I have no idea how I could offer anything. But would you be happy to create an assistant post for me? And then I could be someone's intern. I could help someone else do their job because I'm not sure that I have really anything to offer. I think they laughed when I said that. They didn't think I was being serious. And so in the application, you had to write, which division do you want to be in? But lo and behold, when I wrote my application, put me anywhere. I did not apply for one. I did not think I was going to get this post. It was just put something in the system, so at least I'm there and they've seen that I tried. And somehow I ended up in the comms division. I don't know why they put me there. I'm not sure I had anything in my application that suggested that I was going to be good at content or I had a creative side to me, but that's where I was put. Honestly, I would have been happy to just get people coffee. I just wanted to be in the room, however way, shape or form. I had an interview, I think I did have an interview. And guess what? I got a post. I became a communications officer. And so now Khadija and I work in the same charity. Of course, her role is more senior. She has more responsibilities. But as a comms officer and as a very keen comms officer, I was filming content like no other. I wanted to be at as many events as I could be. I was filming, I was editing, I was creating new ideas. I was a bit rubbish when I first started with some of the designs I made, with some of the shots I took, but kept trying to improve. We're going to pause here to make some tea. As per usual, I'm drinking chamomile tea, and this one is from Birchall. I made the water too hot. Okay, so I'm now on the comms team, and I'm doing my best to learn as quickly as I can to produce some good quality content and designs. So I'm showing up a lot. Khadija was working on her personal brand and also doing some other projects. And so sometimes she would be invited to go to events and things like that. And so I started tagging along for those events, and I would film content for her personal account as well. And so fast forward a year, as I was improving, I was also becoming more valuable. I was a bit of an asset to have around because I was going to work, and people would also recognize me for my fashion sense. And then I decided, actually, I want to have a go at styling. I love that feeling you get when you put on an outfit that you love, and I want to help other people find that and find that confidence that fashion has given me. I used to have really bad acne, and fashion was a way for me to regain agency and to regain confidence in myself and gain some self-expression, particularly in medicine where there's a lot of conformity. And so not only now am I filming, I can also help people style. And so I go from just tagging along to Khadija's events to then I started helping her find clothing. And the thing that I learned about styling is that it's no joke, because I would take hours to figure out what her personal style was, figure out what the event was and what was needed, what sort of choices would be important or relevant, and how could that also reflect her personal style and make her feel her best. I also would go through on the internet and find and source basically different fashion options at different prices and different colors, and also having to understand what she already had in her wardrobe as well. So it was a lot. Slowly but surely, I kind of was becoming an assistant. I'm someone who I like to be helpful. I really like being able to help people's lives be a bit easier, and also anticipating people's needs before they realize them themselves. So if she was coming over to look through some pieces, making sure that I had snacks and the snacks that she liked as well, making sure that she was comfortable. If there was anything else that needed doing, having that done too. And I was doing this because this is my friend, someone who I care about a lot, someone who inspires me, someone who's helped me so much to come out of my shell. And I also love fashion and I love editing, so it was a joy for me to do. And it wasn't paid, but I loved it and I was helping a friend. So now fast forward, it is July of 2023. ITV are doing a program for Black History Month, and they've invited Khadija to be part of the segment. At the time I was styling Khadija, so I said, hey, I'm going to help you figure out what you're going to wear for this event. I'll be there with you on the day. I'll film behind the scenes content. Bright and early, I took a cab from my place to hers. I do think I had in my bag snacks and drinks and water ready, I think. She had already come to my house before to look at the options, to try everything on. We sorted out jewelry on the day. I helped her with her makeup. I helped her with her hair. I was kind of a background character who's always ready to step in. At one point, the person, the mic guy, the mic tech, had to take a break. And so I literally went in with a big, massive mic and I was holding it. I asked them, okay, how can I help? Show me how to do it and I'll do it. So for a little portion of it, I was the one holding the mic. Crazy. Other things on that day, they needed a presentation for something. And so Katie just said, oh, can you make me a presentation? I said, no worries, I've got it. So I created a quick presentation, which ended up being featured inside the program, I think, which I was like, yeah, that's me. I did that. One of the people who was involved in this ITV production was Dr. Zoe Williams. So Zoe saw me running around doing this, doing that. And I remember her jokingly, well, I thought she was joking. She said, oh, I need someone like you on my team. And because I'm taking behind the scene content, some of the videos and some of the pictures have Zoe in them. At this point, I've done so much content and so much filming. I know a bit about creating good quality stuff. I know how to share big files. I know what is easier, things like that. Zoe later told me how impressed she was by my professionalism at the time, when I wasn't a professional. I was just someone who wanted to do a good job and someone who wanted to be helpful. So I give Zoe my details, I go home, and nothing really comes from it. I don't hear back from Zoe. She doesn't follow me on Instagram. I remember feeling like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. I thought we were cool, but no, she don't follow me. That's okay. Whatever. And I'm not sure what triggered it. I don't remember whether I messaged her first or she messaged me. I think she might have messaged me saying that, like, hey, like, I love your services. What are your prices? What do you charge? And I remember thinking, oh, I don't know this industry like that. And so I don't really know. But hey ho, I put a presentation together. I did some analytics. I did what I thought would be necessary to create a proposal. So I presented that. She was very impressed, which I was surprised at because I didn't think I'd done a good job. That's the double-edged sword of perfectionism, that you may think that you've done a mediocre job, but your mediocre is objectively quite good. So it was originally a trial period of working with her to see how I would work and if she even needed me and whether or not I could bring value. And I didn't have a title of creative assistant. I remember the highlight of that time was going to This Morning and being in a TV studio and filming behind the scenes and seeing all these big cameras and seeing all these people and the hair and the makeup, and it was amazing. I just was like, oh my gosh, this is so different and so new and it's so exciting and there's so much to learn and so much to see and so many people to meet, and I can't wait to get stuck in. And so it's been a long journey from 2022 to now, 2.5 years to get to this point, and I didn't plan for it. And during this time as well, Khadija launched a charity in Ghana. It's called Akaya. Do support it. She's doing really amazing work. And in October of 2023, I went to Ghana to support. I volunteered, I took content, I was helping behind the scenes as well. In Ghana, someone reached out to me saying that they'd seen some of my content that I produced, and she said, look, I think you'd make a really good content creator for the university page. I was in a car in Ghana. We were like on the way to do something, and I was being onboarded for a job as a content creator for my university. And then at one point I was a social media lead in the Melanomedics team, and so I was now calling some of the shots. I had more creative freedom. I was managing a small team. So all of this to say, it didn't happen overnight, and I didn't even really plan for it. No, I didn't plan for it. That first LinkedIn message to Khadija was just because I wanted to be part of something bigger than me. And every step of the way, there's not been this master plan. It's always just, this is where I am. How can I help? How can I be useful? How can I learn? How can I improve? And return that to the world. And yes, also part of it is taking initiative to reach out to people, to ask questions, to offer to help, to say yes to things. It doesn't matter your position in the room as long as you're being helpful. For a long time, I didn't see myself as being anyone extraordinary. I didn't see myself as being particularly important. I didn't think that I could really do exceptional things. I thought I should just stick to what was normal or what was expected of me. But bit by bit, I've realized that there's so much more out there. If your heart is in the place of learning and growing and giving back, the world really is your oyster. I also want to say a massive thank you to all the mentors and the people who've just given me a chance over the years. Thank you for taking a chance on me and for trusting me. And I hope to continue to return that investment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.